Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the foolproof secret to improving your technique. And of course, as usual, I'm talking to musicians. So we're talking about instrumental or a vocal technique, but regardless of what your instrument is, there is truly one key that most people are unaware of, and that's why I call it a secret. It's not just to grab your attention, although we know that that helps because people want to know what the secret is. But truly, I believe in this, and it is from my own personal experience as a professional violinist and also as a certified Alexander technique teacher. I have learned that there is truly one thing that you can do very easily, instantly, that is super effective in improving everything that you do. So before I give away the secret, I want to say hello to everybody coming on. I see Angela's here, and I'm sorry, I can't say your name right, Vijayan Kumar Sharma. Thank you again for being here. I just did a live video an hour ago or so, and a couple of these people who are here were there for my live video. I was playing some unaccompanied Bach on my violin. So thanks again for being here, you two. And if anybody is watching the replay, please say hello so that I know you are here. And just last thing I want to say before I dive into the topic is if you are not aware that I have a free Facebook group, please come on over and join us. This is the link. I'm just posting it for you so that you can come join our club and learn a lot more about making music with the whole self in an authentic and joyful way. Okay, so that's what this is all about. So what is the secret? And yes, it is foolproof. It works every single time, 100% guaranteed. What is it? Well, it is to improve your overall coordination with ease. Now, let me talk about what I mean by that. You know, before I got into the Alexander technique world, I had heard about the need to improve coordination, right? You have to have good left and right hand coordination. We all know that. We have to have good eye-hand coordination to have, you know, effective skills in anything, especially something that requires fine motor skills. We know that requires good coordination. So that seems pretty obvious, but I never really understood, and it never interested me because I didn't understand that the key to excellent coordination is actually coordination between your mind and your body. It's not really between body parts, although that happens as an effect. But the one thing that I'm saying works every single time is if you can improve the connection between your mind and your body in a way that, and this is the very, very important part, in such a way that undoes excess tension. Okay, so here's what happens. If you have excess tension, and here, I'll just show you very briefly. I'm not going to play, but here's my violin. Now, if I have too much tension, it looks like this. If there are any violinists out there, you know that most violinists, I'd say probably 99% of violinists, have too much tension over here. They're squeezing with their shoulders and their head, and they clamp down, and then they have a death grip on the instrument over there and here. Okay, so even if you're not a violinist, it doesn't matter what instrument you play, and you can even be a singer. You know that when you have too much tension, that interferes with the sound production, but also it means that your whole self, because it's all parts are connected, every aspect of you has more tension than it needs. Or I guess, you know, sometimes it's just out of balance, and some places don't have the tone that they actually need. So you can have too much tension here and too little there, and basically your system gets out of balance. That interferes with your technique, no doubt about it, 100% of the time. Okay, so we need to have a skill. We need to have a tool to help us undo overall excess tension and balance the tone in our bodies. And again, I'm not just talking about muscular tone or muscular tension. I'm talking about overall tension and tone, including the natural flow of energy in the body. I'm not going to talk much about that because that can seem kind of woo-woo, and that's not what this is about. This is very, very, very practical and down to earth, what I'm going to tell you. So just be aware that, this is the fact. If you have too much tension in your system, you're going to be interfering with your technique. So if you have ever been told by anyone that you need to stop gripping over here, you need to let go and release your shoulder, let me know if that's ever been told to you. Or if you're a pianist, if you've ever been told that your shoulders need to relax, let me know. If you're a flutist, have you ever brought up the flute? I can't show you because I'm not a flutist, but I've seen flutists who end up doing stuff here and here, or oboists who are tight with their embouchure, right? It'll show up. The overall tension will show up in a specific way according to your particular instrument, but the origin of the problem is always in the mind, right? So we have to have a tool that helps us change how we're thinking so that we can change the result of that thinking in the body in a way that allows that energy to flow, it allows our creativity to flow, and honestly, it does undo the muscular tension. It undoes the death grip. Think about it. If you have tight fingers, are they going to move easily? No, of course not. And if you have tight shoulders, are you as flexible as you could be? Of course not. If you're like this, what's going on in your back? Well, your back is tight because you're off balance and your back is kind of gripping and trying to hold you upright, right? And how many of you think you have to have better posture and try to hold yourself up to have better posture? When you do that, you increase the overall tension in your body. Just to demonstrate something really simple, everybody out there, just take a fist, or take your fist, go like this, and make it really, 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 really tight. Okay? And now release it. And do it again. And release it. Now do it one more time. Make it really tight. And I want you to notice, are any other parts of your body tight? Are you just tightening here? No, of course you're not. If you're sensitive at all, you notice that you probably started interfering with your breathing. My chest got a little tight, so I wasn't breathing as fully, and I'm demonstrating that right now. And then when I let go, my voice opens up and everything gets easier. My muscles start to release. And if I play from this place of greater ease, all of the technical skills that I need to make great music are going to work better. Guaranteed, absolutely, for sure. And, this is obvious to everybody once it's pointed out. It's obvious if you're overall tight, then you're not going to sound as good. You're not going to be able to move your fingers as fast as you want. You're not going to be able to reach places or on the piano. Nothing is going to work as well if you have excess overall tension. I hope that's really obvious to everybody. But as obvious as it is, it's then surprising that music teachers tend to focus on specific body parts. Now, I work with a group of amazing musicians from beginners to advanced professionals in my Alexander Musicians group twice a week. And I see this happening all the time, where we are trained to, as musicians, think that if we have a technical issue, we need to work on octaves, or we need to work on getting this in tune by focusing on our fingers, or if the sound isn't good, we have to change something in the bow hold, or we have to change something in our right or left hand technique. And we think the problem is either in the fingers or in the hand, or how you're holding your arms, or what you're doing with your shoulders. Right, does this sound familiar? Musicians, tend to think that the problem is in a body part and what you're doing with the body part. And I'm here to tell you, I hate to rain on your parade, but on the other hand, how long have you tried to fix problems that you have by focusing on a body part? Ultimately, you may be able to improve your skill that way, but it's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to be a lot harder. And when you undo tension in one area, it's just going to be transferred tension to some other part of your body, right? And that's not really what you want. What you really want is to undo overall tension so that every aspect of you can move more freely, so that when you are undoing stuff, then your bow hand will become more flexible, and your left hand fingers can move faster, and your arm can move all over the place like Gumby arms, or you want to be elastic, flexible, free, and super responsive to what's happening in the moment. So you become more musical too when you're freer and more open in your mind and body. So I hope this makes sense to everybody, and it may not, again, because the habits that we have are so deeply ingrained from a lifetime of educators, and I'm an educator, so I very much value educators, and I've been educated my whole life by fabulous teachers, and my whole family is full of teachers. So, but because I've been surrounded by educators my whole life, I'm also aware of the limitations that most music educators have because of how they were taught. Not their fault, but most people are focusing on specific body parts, and that is not the most efficient or effective way to undo overall tension and to improve your overall coordination. So you've got to recognize that the source of the problem, whatever the specific technique is that you want to fix or improve, the source of what's blocking that from being easy is up in your mind, how you're thinking about it. Okay. So if you're curious about what to do about this, please contact me. Okay. There are many, many ways that I can help you. And the very first way I'm going to give you right now, if you have never taken my free 5-day best warm-up challenge, you must do that. You need to learn the cycle. It's a primal Alexander etude that is highly, highly, highly effective. And I can guarantee if you do the cycle twice a day, and it only takes 2 minutes, no excuses for not doing this, right? If you want to improve, you've got to try this. It is so easy, so simple, but it is very, very, very powerful. I promise if you do it once in the morning and do it at the beginning of your practice session or later in the day, but use it as a warm-up before you get out your instrument, before you start noodling around, do the cycle. Do it for 5 days or a week. Follow my little program. It's just some emails that come to you every day to help you develop the habit of doing the cycle. And then let me know how it goes. Okay, that is the very first step. The very first thing that I teach all of my students, no matter what level of musicians they are. And I would teach this to Yo-Yo Ma, and be delighted. You would love it, I'm sure. So please try that out. And then if you already know the cycle and you don't know what comes after it, I haven't had a single person with a negative experience with the cycle. And I'd have to say I've had hundreds of people with positive results from the cycle. You can't go wrong, but it's only the beginning. If you've gotten benefit from the cycle and you haven't found out what comes afterwards, you have no idea what you're missing. But there's so much more that you can learn to help coordinate how you're thinking with your body to make every single instrumental technique that you work on easier. You're going to learn it more easily, and you're going to learn it faster, and you're going to learn it better, and you're going to learn it with less tension. What more could you want, right? And actually there is more, because you'll be more musical too. So, really, what more could you want? So I want you to try that and let me know how it goes. And I hope this was interesting for you. So again, it is foolproof, and it's a secret because it kind of goes against the grain of how most of us were taught and how most of us think about technique. But I'm telling you, it works. All right, so have fun. experiment. If you care about getting better, you have nothing to lose. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. Come on over to the Musicians Mind Body Practice Tribe. There's also a free gift for you waiting there. Once you join, you can opt in and get my free starter guide with a checklist about holistic music making that helps you play pain-free and stress-free. We do a lot of talking about performance anxiety and pain and all kinds of things that block you from really enjoying your music making in the tribe, but especially in my online group classes and with my private coaching clients. So if you want to find out more, that's where to go. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next week at the same time here on the page. Before I go, I want to tell you that I am performing this Saturday. I'm doing some unaccompanied Bach, and my son is also going to play on the same program. And we are live streaming the concert from my Facebook page here. And obviously that's free. Just drop in and you can enjoy a beautiful concert of me playing unaccompanied Bach, and my son will do a little bit of Bach and the Saint-Saëns Fantasy for violin and harp. So I would love to have you tune in for that and enjoy. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Thursday. Or on Monday, I also have my regular question and answer session. If you have any questions for me between now and then, please just send them my way. You can message me or send me an email. And I love when people send me questions and I have topics to talk about. So that's Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern. No. Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern and Thursdays at 2 p.m. All right. Thanks again for being here. Happy practicing and lots of love. Bye.